In this video, we'll be sewing this top together. We already have a pattern drafting tutorial up on the channel. I will drop a link below if you haven't watched it. You are welcome to Kema Freak. My name is Kemi Omorugbe. Without further ado, let's get on to it. Let's start with this pattern we created in the previous video. I'll start by showing you the measurements I used for the shoulder pad. I took about 3.5 inches on the shoulder. Just make sure it doesn't get to the neckline. This neckline is kind of wide. For the height or is it depth now, I took 4.5 inches but from this experience I think just 3 inches will do. So I transferred that markings to another paper, and this is what I have. I'll be making use of this 1/2 inch thick foam. I just put the center of my pad on fold right there, and this is what I have. I'm cutting another pad for the other shoulder. This is what we'll be using to pad the shoulder. Now this step is very important. I went ahead to trim one part of the curvy side. Okay, this is just to make it look flat so that you don't have a bulge on your shoulder. It just blends into the rest of the shoulder. And I am wrapping the shoulder pad into an ST right there, and I'll go ahead to give it a good press using my steam iron, and then we are going to overlock the curvy side of the pad. Here I am done processing my shoulder pad, so I'm just going to set it aside. You can see how beautiful it looks. Now let's move on to the sewing of the front. Now remember the notches we placed, right? This is going to guide us during this sewing process. I'm going to start by sewing from that side of the outfit all the way to the first notch. Then I'm going to pleat here till I get to the second notch. Okay, that's where I will stop pleating, and then we'll have the pad all the way down. I hope you understand this. Okay, just what you see on the pattern. Follow the pattern, guys. Straight stitch from the top to the first notch. Then we are going to pleat from the first notch to the second notch. Then we are going to sew another straight stitch from the second notch to the third notch. Now this is what we have right here. Okay, this is the first notch. We pleated till we got to the second notch, and then we sealed down to this point, which marks the beginning of the front slit right there. Now I'm just going to take my lining and do the same thing. I've pressed on fusible interfacing on both the lining and the fashion fabric. So this is what we have right here. After sewing this part of the top, I went ahead to notch, especially on the smaller panel, because that is where you have some issues. The other panel, the wider panel now is actually easier because of the pleats, right? So here I'm going to join the lining onto the fashion fabric by sewing the neckline together by 1/2 inch. So it is necessary that you pin down your neckline so that you can follow the curve and the line very easily. I made use of a hemming glue here. You can actually choose to top stitch on your seam instead, right? So after going ahead with this seam, notching is very compulsory, especially this sharp part of the neckline and also the curviest part of the neckline. I went ahead to press on the neckline. Because of the hemming glue, you can see how my neckline sits very perfectly. Now I left the area near the shoulder without pressing. Okay, that's because I need it to still be opened, because I will need to sew that part onto the back pattern. Now let's quickly treat this slit, right? So I'm just going to attach the lining to the fashion fabric along the slit, and we are going to sew all the way down, and then we are going to now extend the seam through the hemline on that part of the dress. Okay, so I started by notching this fabric so that I can make that turn easily. I also decided to sew in hemming glue along this seam, okay, just so I'm able to press and have my outfit looking flat on that part. So I have done one side, I haven't pressed, so I'm just going to do the same thing to the other side. We have already notched the beginning of our slit, right? So it's just going to make it easy for us to sew the fashion fabric onto the lining by 1/2 inch. I am working with 1/2 inch all the way down and then along the hem on the wider side of the front piece. That is done here. Okay, now before you go ahead to turn this inside out, cut out the excess allowance on the sharp point. This is just going to help that part be more pointy. Okay, so I am using my scissors here just to push out my fabric properly to make it sharp, and I'll go ahead to give it a good press. Now see how flat and beautiful our hem looks. That is what you want to achieve. Once again, I left this side free because it is the same allowance and we're going to be joining that side to the back. Now let's just set this aside so that we can work on the back. The back is so much more easier. You're just going to join the panels together, the center back panel and the side back panel, and you are sewing by 1/2 inch. That I did to both the fashion fabric and the lining on the both sides of the back. Note how I have also pressed in my fusible interfacing on both the lining and the fashion fabric. Once that was done, it is time to treat the neckline. So I placed the right side facing the right side, and we're going to be sewing the neckline of the fashion fabric and the lining together by 1/2 inch. In this case, I didn't make use of hemming glue, but you can still make use of your hemming glue. So it was necessary for me to top stitch my seam allowance on the lining. Once that step was done, I went ahead to fix my zipper. While doing this, just make sure you follow the curviness of the center back. This is what is going to help your zipper sit into the back properly and in a very clean manner. So you don't want to allow the zipper to confuse you. I made use of a zipper foot here and it made fixing this zipper so much more easier. If you aren't doing that yet, I highly recommend. So I went ahead to sew the other side of my zipper onto the other side of the top, and here I will be closing up the zipper allowance by turning my lining over there, and I'm just still going to use my zipper foot to sew on the sides of the zip, following the same curve I used while sewing on the fashion fabric. This is what we have. You can see we didn't lose the curve on the center back right there. Now I'll be sewing the front piece onto the back piece, and the way I'm doing mine is to join the shoulders this way, lining to lining, fashion fabric to fashion fabric, and I'll be stitching by 1/2 inch. After that is done, this is what I have right here. Now the next thing I'll be doing will be to stitch the side seams together. That's for the front and for the back. Now there are two ways to go about this. For this side, I am stitching the fabric onto the fabric along the side by 1 inch because my seam allowance is 1 inch, but you are free to go ahead and mark out your measurements before sewing. So I'll be sewing by 1 inch, and I'll also be stitching the lining on that side onto the lining of the back, and I'll be stitching by that same 1 inch. So for this side, I'm stitching the side first. Because the waistline of this piece is very curvy, it is necessary to put in your notch so that by the time you press, everything will lay flat on your waist. So after doing that, I am going ahead to stitch the hem. Okay, I'm just going to be stitching by 1/2 inch. For the second method, I am starting with the hem. Okay, so I'm stitching the hem for the back right here, and I've already stitched the hem for the front. Okay, now I'm going to stitch the armhole of the front and back. I'll start from the armhole for the fashion fabric, so till I get to the hem, and then I will continue my stitch onto the lining. Just watch how I am placing it right here, because I've already stitched the hem for the front and back. So you're going to start from the armhole of the fashion fabric and then stitch and continue on the hem onto the lining. I hope this makes sense. So I feel like the second method makes it lay even better. Okay, I feel like the seams are more relaxed that way. Here is my sleeve. We'll be attaching the shoulder pad onto the shoulder of the lining. Okay, so first I'll go ahead to pin the shoulder pad on the shoulder of the lining. Remember that the straight side should be placed towards the armhole, that's the thicker side of the pad, while the curvy side should be placed towards the neckline. I'm going to first pin this down, then go ahead to tack. You can tack using your sewing machine at the center and along the sides of the shoulder pad. Now this is what we have. At this stage, I haven't tagged the sides of the pad. I just left it because I intend to stitch that onto the same allowance. Here is my sleeve. I'm going to be sewing this sleeve along the side by 1 inch. And now I'm just pinning my sleeve together so I can go sew it at the sewing machine. I'll do that for the second sleeve as well. After this step, the next step is to fold my hem. For this hem, I had a 2 inches wide hemming allowance, so I'm folding it right there. I held it with my pins and went ahead to stitch that side close. Note that you can decide to have a lining for your sleeve as well, and that will even make the process easier in my opinion. All you have to do is to stitch the lining of the sleeve lining onto the lining of your outfit, and then the fashion fabric onto the fashion fabric. After pinning my sleeve onto the armhole, I went ahead to stitch by 1/2 inch. Don't forget to notch after stitching. I have a sleeve pattern drafting tutorial on this channel. If you use that method, you won't have any issue with your sleeves. I will drop a link above and in the description box. For this piece, my final closing was on the armhole. Okay, I only stitched my sleeve onto the fashion fabric, by the way, so I'm just going to turn this lining and the fabric this way so that I can stitch the lining to the fabric along the same allowance. Guys, if this sound confusing, just go ahead and close up this side the way you are used to. Okay, you can use your piping. You can use piping method to stitch it, or you can just make your final closure somewhere else, honestly. So but this is how I usually do my turn the lining and then manipulate my fabric to stitch that side closed. Then for this second part, I have about 5 inches wide opening here, and that is where I'm just going to use ladder stitch to close up, so that way our entire outfit is finished inside. You don't have any extra seam showing on the outside of this piece. Okay, so like I mentioned, this final closure can actually be on the side to make it easier. Okay, I don't know what I was thinking to make use of my sleeve. It was a little bit dicey, especially with the shoulder pad included right there, but we made it happen. So here I'm just using my needle and thread to sew in my allowances using ladder stitch. Okay, if you don't know how to make use of ladder stitch, just Google it. Okay, it's on YouTube, lots of tutorials on ladder stitch right here. Well, that is that about this top. Thank you very much for watching. This is our final piece. I hope you love it. Give it a try and tag me on Instagram and on TikTok. If you learned anything on this video, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't. Be sure to share it. And thank you. See you in the next video. Bye.